Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Cop arrested for robbing a disabled man of his opioid prescriptions, while on duty. A police sergeant was caught stealing opioid prescriptions from a disabled man, attempting to sell the drugs, and then begging the man he stole from not to report him. By Rachel Blevins, February 4, 2018. Hagerstown, Maryland, a police officer who has been a member of his department for more than 15 years was arrested and charged with distributing and possessing prescription opiate medications, which he stole from a disabled man while he was on duty. Christopher Michael Barnett, a sergeant with the Hagerstown Police Department, was arrested after he was caught stealing from a disabled man who was physically unable to leave his bed. WJLA News reported that Barnett entered the man's apartment using a phony pretense, and he then began to go through the man's bottles of prescription painkillers. When a caregiver arrived later and noticed that several of the man's pills were missing, he called the police department, and Barnett was the one who was put on the phone. The report claims that Barnett was quick to hang up the phone, and decided to return to the apartment in person. Advertisement. When Barnett arrived, the man was able to film him, and he caught the officer on camera promising to return the drugs and begging the man and his caregiver not to report the incident. However, a news release from the police department claimed that Barnett was caught attempting to sell the drugs, and investigators were presented with video footage of Sergeant Barnett providing a prescription narcotic to another individual at a location within the city of Hagerstown. Hagerstown Police Chief Victor Brito confirmed that after he was given the video, he moved to arrest Barnett, who has now been charged with distribution of controlled dangerous substance, possession of a controlled dangerous substance, malfeasance in office and theft under $100. When we received this information, we acted as quickly as we do in any criminal matter to address the issue, Brito said. This will be treated the same as every case we handle on a regular basis, and he will be rightly afforded due process of the law. The police chief also said he was sickened by this criminal act, and he does not believe Barnett's conduct reflects the values of other officers in the department. I cannot and will not make any excuses for this betrayal of our agency, badge, and community, Brito said. I'm personally deeply disappointed and quite frankly sickened by this criminal act. That said, I know in my heart that the men and women I serve with at the Hagerstown Police Department perform their duties with integrity and selfless dedication every day. While the police chief was adamant that this is the first case of such behavior he has seen within the Hagerstown Police Department, it should be noted that, as the Free Thought Project has documented on numerous occasions, this type of behavior happens in police departments across the country. A police chief in Lee, Massachusetts, was caught stealing nearly $60,000 from a children's Christmas charity fund. Police officers in Denver, Colorado, were caught on video stealing blankets from homeless people, and a police officer in Grants, New Mexico, was caught stealing marijuana from his police department by footage captured on his own body camera. In the case of Sergeant Christopher Michael Barnett, he has been suspended without pay, and he is now awaiting trial.
Good afternoon. I'm saddened to stand here before you today and inform you based on credible information and evidence that we received yesterday that Sergeant Chris Burnett of the Hagerstown Police Department was arrested with assistance of the Pennsylvania State Police. Criminal charges are pending, and he has been placed on an unpaid administrative leave status pending the resolution of the criminal case. We acted quickly when we received this evidence, as we would in any other criminal case that was brought to our attention. We worked immediately with the Washington County State's Attorney's Office and Mr. Strong's staff to bring resolution to this matter, while affording the arrestee his due process. I want to be very clear about something. I cannot and I will not make any excuses for this betrayal of our agency, our badge, and our community. I've worn this badge for over 29 years. It's deeply personal to me and every member of this agency. I'm disappointed, and quite frankly, I'm sickened by this betrayal and this criminal act. That said, I know in my heart and in my soul that the men and women of the Hagerstown Police Department serve HPD with integrity and do so in a selfless fashion each and every day with our community. The charges against Mr. Burnett are CDS distribution, CDS possession, malfeasance in office, and theft less than $100. But let me just be very clear how this information came. We were in receipt of evidence yesterday afternoon that was credible, and we acted on it within an hour. Actually, it was probably less than an hour. And then we developed our probable cause and proceeded in our criminal case. And again, this is something that we haven't seen in this agency. But I want to be very clear that this was an act of one individual. That's it, you know, and that's what we believe, and as we move forward. So I want to come and get this out quickly. Transparency is very important to us. We have wonderful members of our community that support us each and every day. And I want them to know from me and from our agency that they are in good hands, and they will continue to be. This is something that we've proffered and we forwarded once it came to our attention. With that, I'd be more than happy to ask and answer any questions you may have.
What kind of drugs were they, Chief?
Right now, at this point in time, it's their prescription opioids.
Oxycodone, Oxycontin?
In that ballpark, yes, that's correct.
Can you talk about what the allegation is that he was getting into an apartment? What exactly happened?
What exactly happened is that he entered a residence here, and it's going to be, you'll see in our statement of charges when you look it up, you know, and those type of things, entered a residence and engaged in criminal behavior regarding prescription narcotics and malfeasance in office.
Are you concerned that it's happened more than once?
I am not. I am not, because we routinely, our internal affairs is based off-site. We routinely have drug screens. We routinely do a lot of checks and balances on the work ethics and the things that we do on the police department. Not to say that we won't continue to scour and ensure that we don't have this type of misconduct further. But I'm confident that this is a sole source. This is the one case that we had. But I'm not naive enough to know that we're going to look at everything, you know, that we have. But I don't believe it for a second that it's further than this.
How long?
Was this self-medicating? I mean, was this a self-medication thing? Is that what this was about?
No, it's not.
Charged with distribution?
Yes, this is not a self-medicating thing.
How long has he been with the HPD, and what department did he work for?
He worked for the Hagerstown City Police Department here, our agency, and he's been here approximately 14 years.
Was he assigned for this downtown beat, or?
Regular patrol duties.
Okay.
Regular patrol duties.
You talk about, I mean, this community has had problems with opiates.
Yes.
It's no secret. And to have it here in your midst, what does that say about where we are now, the community, and how big a problem it is?
Well, opioids are not just indigenous to the city of Hagerstown, not regionally, not nationally. It's a huge problem in our nation, and we have a significant problem in our city. It's painful. I can't tell you anything more than that. To have one of our members involved in this type of activity is painful. But we were resolute that we're going to continue on. Nonetheless, it's painful.
What kind of an officer was Sergeant Barnett? Was he receive any commendations earlier? Was he?
I don't have his personnel folder here regarding that, but I have nothing. You know, I can't discuss personnel matters, but I have nothing derogatory I can tell you right now.
Is there anything specific you can tell us about the tip? I know not to put the anonymous person out there or anything. But.
Sure. We had credible evidence that we believed very quickly, once we uncovered the information, that we had criminal activity afoot. We acted, it was evident to us very, very quickly, and that's why we acted as quickly as we did. But let me just say this, we treat criminal activity no differently from a member of our agency or anybody in the community. That's why we acted as quickly as we did, and that's why I'm here in front of you today, to let you know that we are solid and resolute in our ability to communicate and to protect our city and make it safe and resilient.
How quickly did you move? Was he sent out on a call because he got a tip? He was a duty sergeant?
He was a duty sergeant. He was a duty sergeant, and there was this has nothing to do with a particular call immediately. The information that we got was from a couple days ago, and it was given to us yesterday afternoon. We were able to glean that information and then move very quickly. It was, again, I would say it was evident to us that we needed to move quickly.
Was he using his police powers to secure the drugs?
That right now is part of an ongoing investigation. I can't tell you.
How does Pennsylvania State Police factor into this?
He was in Pennsylvania. You know, we needed their assistance to pick him up, and they did so, and they worked very well with us. And I'm very thankful for their cooperation with the Pennsylvania State Police.
Was he picked up at his home in Pennsylvania?
Yes, he was.
You and I have sat together in several city council meetings, and you've talked to the council about the drug issues that Hagerstown's facing, just like you heard him say a minute ago. So how are you worried that this is going to affect Hagerstown's image even more so than it already is?
I think it's like I said, it's painful. I don't think it's going to affect our image. We are a nationally accredited agency. We have never gone down this road before. I am confident that we will come out stronger because of this.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Thank you very much. You have a good day.
What do you want to tell the public?
I want to tell, number one, the public, and I want to tell our community, as I said, is that we work in conjunction and collaboration with our community in an unprecedented level. We will always do that. We have men and women that sacrifice themselves selflessly every day to protect our community in random acts of kindness, criminal activity, community involvement. I can give you dozens and dozens of examples every day that someone's coming forward about how Hagerstown Police Department members comport themselves to our citizens. We are resolute, and we will continue. We won't let this affect us at all. We're going to continue on. Again, but I can tell you from my personal disappointment, I've been in this business a long time. This is painful, you know, for us. I'm not going to sugarcoat it whatsoever. It's painful for us, but I want to also let our members know, our community members, and in particular our police department members, that this is an act of a bad egg. Yeah. Thank you.
Now, you don't need to do this for the cameras. Is he in custody, or has he been already bonded out?
He's in Pennsylvania right now. He's in custody last I knew about it.
You haven't extradited or started that yet?
No, that's going to be, right now, that's, you know, we'll make a determination down in, about criminal assault and everything else.
Do you know when the statement of charges is going to be available?
I believe you could go probably get that now. You know, and Dan knows how, you know, that's all probably available now.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much. Good seeing you again.
See you. I don't think you can get that. Stuff never happened to them.
County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give. And it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me, and I'm sick of it. So I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.